Hi everybody, welcome to today's practice. Today is going to be a lying down practice as we start with one hand on our heart, one hand on our belly. Just breathing deeply into those spaces, feeling our body rise and fall in sequence to our breath. Maybe doing a big stretch, taking the arms up overhead, pointing the toes in the opposite direction, just warming the body up. And planting both feet on the mat. Just going to roll through some hip tilts, so tilting the hip towards the face and then taking the chest towards the sky. Tilting the hips and the pelvis again towards the head. Breathing in, taking the chest towards the sky as we push the hips towards the ground. And then tilting the hips. Just flow through this motion in your own time. Find your flow and connection with your breath. You should be feeling a nice stretch through the thoracic and the lower back. This is just creating some fluidity for our spine today. And then lifting the hips, squeezing the buttocks into bridge pose. Arms are pushing down towards the earth as we take our hips high. And then slowly lowering down. Taking the right leg long this time. We're going to do a one-legged bridge. Pushing through that left foot. And slowly lowering down. We'll change over to the other side. Left leg long, pushing through the right foot. Shoulders connecting with the earth. And then slowly rolling down. Lifting the hips again and interlacing the fingers underneath the back. Both feet are planted on the ground. Pushing through the feet. Pushing the pelvis, the hips towards the sky. And then slowly lowering down. And come into reverse tabletop. So 90-degree angle from the feet to the knees to the hips. And then wrists should be directly above the shoulders. And then just alternating each leg as it touches the ground very gently. Working our abdominals here. Remembering to breathe through each movement. And now we're just going to take alternate arm and leg. Taking them long, so left arm long, right leg long. Coming back to reverse tabletop, then changing over to the other side. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling through the nose, inhaling through the nose. Just test your coordination as well. Connecting the right and left parts of the brain. And then taking both feet back to earth, just resting the arms out by our side in a T shape. And then taking both knees over to the left side and taking your gaze in the opposite direction. Just to get a twist in the back. And slowly coming back to center and dropping the knees to the other side. Taking our gaze over to our left side this time. And this is just a gentle stretch. If we want a deeper one, we can take that leg over the bottom leg. So both legs are bent. And then you can pull the top knee, which is the right knee in this case, towards the ground. And you can also rest your foot up on the left knee. Coming to the other side. Taking the left knee over the bent right leg. Pulling the knee towards the earth with our right hand. And then for an even deeper stretch, we take the right leg long, bringing the bent left leg over the right, pulling the left knee towards the earth with our right hand. And then changing sides, left leg long, right knee comes over the top. Taking our gaze in the opposite direction, keeping the shoulders on the ground. These are the 3 different stages of that twisted pose. So choose one or do all 3. And then coming into our reverse pigeon, take the shoulders off the ground if you want a bit more of a stretch and work the abdominals as well. So right ankle goes over left knee, pulling that left leg towards the head, pushing the right knee away from the body. Or you can rest your head on the ground, on the mat. Changing over to the other side, left ankle goes on the right knee. Hands interlaced behind the right leg as we pull it towards the head. There should be no strain on the neck here, should be relaxed. Or you can drop it back onto the mat. Feet are flexed. And then just slowly planting the feet back to the mat. Just resting here a moment. Maybe taking the hands to the belly. One last deep breath. And then lifting the legs straight up towards the ceiling. Keeping the legs straight. If you can get your legs closer towards your head, feel free to do that. This is as far as mine go. And then you just want to alternate the feet. So flexing one, pointing the other. Just to wake up the nerves. And give the legs a bit of an extra stretch. And tucking the knees in towards the chest, just making sure we're maintaining the integrity of the back on the mat. And then gently dropping the knees out wide, getting a stretch through the hips and the pelvis. Bringing them back in and then taking them wide again. And then maybe doing some small circles out and then in one direction. And maybe going in the opposite direction. Really, this movement really lubricates the hip sockets. We're just going to cross the feet over and opposite hand grabs the opposite foot. Just bringing our knees towards our chest. You can go side to side if you want to give your back a little bit of a massage. Or you can stretch the legs out long, giving the back of the legs a bit of a stretch. So right foot has left in across them over in the opposite direction. So right hand has the left foot, left hand has the right foot. Maybe stretching them up. And then bringing the feet together. Taking one leg long as you squeeze the other knee towards the chest. And then alternating sides. Left leg in, right leg goes long. Right leg in, left leg goes long. Should feel a beautiful stretch in the groin muscles. And then just planting both feet gently back onto the mat. If you have a pillow or a bolster nearby, just pop it under the knees, the thighs, as we come into our final resting pose, our Shavasana. Just make any final adjustments to the body, getting comfortable. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Closing down the mind. Feeling the body get heavier and heavier. I'm just going to read a passage from BKS Iyengar, his book Light on Life. He talks about humans who resist change because we feel so safe in the familiar and we fear the insecurity that comes with something new. We tend to live in a familiar fixed routine and try to avoid accepting or even feeling what is beyond the known. Life oscillates, it moves, it changes between the known and the unknown. So often we are not ready to accept the flow of life. We seek freedom, we cling to bondage. We do not allow life to happen and take on its own shape. The yogic solution to this is to study how to adapt and build ourselves up. The key is to control the emotional disturbances and mental fluctuations. Conscious self-control, he says, will save many a situation. And when we have done all that can be done, we are ready to face the future fearlessly and handle whatever it may bring. So as you move forward and deal with life's inevitable challenges, its ups and its downs, its sorrows and its joys, you'll have increasing equanimity and less emotional upheaval if you can master what he calls the 6 emotional disturbances. What you practice on the mat in yoga is transferable to everyday life. The joy, the peace, the serenity, the blissfulness that you seek in life, you can find here in your yoga practice. And those feelings and emotions compound over time. So bringing some movement back into your body now. One hand on the heart, one on the belly. Breathing into those beautiful spaces. Maybe sending love to someone you know that needs it today. You be sending some love to yourself. Acknowledging yourself. As we bring our hands to prayer position at our third eye and close out this practice, may we have kind and loving thoughts today. As we lower our hands to our lips, may we speak kind and loving words today. And then lowering them to our heart space, may we have kind and loving intentions today. Big love, everyone. Namaste.